Over the past few weeks, I've been with Delta Company 5 Scots as they fight the Taliban in Helmand province.
We're now fixing bayonets. We're actually going to get involved now.
I've already been on a number of operations.
Fight! Get down, get down, get down.
Enemy! Enemy!
We've been out on patrol for days at a time and come under constant fire.
You Jono shot in the foot.
Our base at Musakala has been rocketed.
Get yourself in the RAP, guys.
And I've come face to face with the brutality of 21st century warfare. For the next few days, I'm joining the men of the 1st Battalion, the Royal Irish Regiment. Their job in Musakala is to mentor, train and fight alongside the Afghan National Army. After several exhausting missions, I'm now back at the main ISAF base at Musakala.
How you doing, boys? Good?
The men of D Company 5 Scots now have several days to rest up and prepare for their next mission. Apart from 5 and 2 Scots and the Royal Irish, the majority of troops here are members of the fledgling Afghan National Army. Their job is to maintain the security of the base and the area surrounding Musakala. The Royal Irish Regiment have been in Musakala before. They've also served in Bosnia, Sierra Leone and Iraq. Now they're back running an operational mentoring and liaison team, or OMLET for short. I'm just about to have a chat with Dave Middleton, who's in charge of the mentoring team here. And I want him to try and explain to me exactly how the British and the ANA forces operate here and what their long-term goals are.
There are not large numbers of ISAF ground-holding troops here. It's the ANA that carries out a lot of the operations to push the enemy back. And the enemy has been pushed back, there's no doubt about it.
When you found you were going to be tasked as OMLT, did that worry you, or were you pleased with the challenge? Was it?
I'll let these boys answer that one.
No, I'd rather do this. At the start I wouldn't have. We're doing omelette, training NA, babysitting. That's basically what I thought straight off. We're going out here to babysit these people. But once you start working with them and you have some crack with them, like 98% of the time, you just fall down laughing at them. They're just crazy. They are, but they're a good bunch of lads.
Past the ANB checkpoint and do district governors.
We're just about to go on a patrol with the ANA and the Royal Irish around the bazaar of Musakala. It's off grounds that most British troops here. The fact is there have been 2 suicide bombs there this year, but the actual ANA and the Irish go around the bazaar twice a day. So we're out with them this morning to have a look and meet the people of Musakala.
If peace is to be achieved, the locals have to be able to place their trust in the Afghan army.
Long term. On several occasions we know that suicide bombers have come into Musakala, passed through the area. The easiest way to deal with it, if you can, is to avoid it being unpredictable and making it impossible for them to come and find you. We'll just let the ANA secure it.
The ANA's local knowledge is vital when it comes to spotting potential hazards and gives ISAF forces invaluable help.
Ready to move up to there? As you can see, we are attracting it.
Thank you for a lot of attention. I'm taking out that.
It's not that, it's just that you know that word is passing.
Because of the uneasy peace that exists here, it's understandable that we are viewed with suspicion.
OK, rangeman, keep pushing on, just keep the pace going.
Assalamu alaikum. Manana. You can tell some people are very welcoming, there are smiles, others, they never break away from a stare. They're probably the world's best starings. of the things that caught my eye is there's a shop there that's a butcher's at the front, but it's also a place for smoking opium, and they seem awfully relaxed. If you can look over there, there's a bank. Like a bank we'd see, but you see he keeps his cash in the glass box, so you can change your money there, dollars or Afghani money or even Pakistani money.
At the top of the bazaar is Musa Kala's best-known landmark.
Also, isn't it a place that the Taliban used to hang people from?
I've heard stories of that. I've never seen any documentary proof of it, but then, would you?
Even though 2 clicks in either direction from here, there are an enemy dug in, prepared to fight. It's Saturday morning, people are out for a big shop. It's a thriving provincial market town.
So we're not targeted, we've been told to keep moving. But it's difficult not to attract interest from locals, especially the kids.
What do they want to be when they grow up? You want to be a doctor. And what do they think of the infidels?
I don't know.
Don't know. Say nothing. Nada. What do you think I'm different to you? Do I look different?
Yeah. No.
No? I don't think I look that different to you. Apart from I'm an old man.
Amber 10 Alpha, reference suicide bomber, acknowledge all.
I haven't got a beard though, we shave.
So Major?
Why you are shaving?
Hey, it's just our tradition, our culture.
Suicide bomber's just moved in. We now know the suicide bomber has moved into the western edge of the bazaar. Believed he's going to come across and target the bazaar.
Let's go.
Okay. Amber 10 Alpha, confirm you got my last reference out move. Respect to suicide bomb threat, we will now collapse our task. We're going to move back to base location along the intended patrol route. Okay, let's get going.
We're moving double quick time. Yeah, and they aren't going to hang around now. We've been taking our time walking through the bazaar, and now we're going double speed.
Suicide bomber, just so they know. 3 people on the second floor watching exactly what we're doing. That lot there.
Last year in Afghanistan, there were 140 suicide bombings. Civilian casualties are believed to be in the thousands. The bombers are predominantly adults, though lately children, some as young as 6, have been used to carry bombs.
So we're coming in from that direction?
Yeah, it's come down onto the western side of the wadi, and then looking to cross the wadi and come into the bazaar area. Salam. Salam. Salam.
So we're back in the entrance to the DC now. So
I did most of the actual military tasks that we were looking to do today. So the best thing to do is get out of the bazaar, because we're what's going to attract the attention of a suicide bomber, but actually it's the local population who are likely to suffer if one goes off.
Musa Kala is of great geographical importance as it lies at the meeting point of 2 riverbeds that run the length of Helmand province. They are used to transport goods, including weapons and drugs. 8 months ago, Musa Kala was in the hands of the Taliban until they lost it to ISAF forces. Over 9/10 of the world's opium is grown in Afghanistan, and the Taliban depend on the drugs trade to raise money for its jihad or holy war. The Taliban want Musa Kala back. To prevent this from happening, ISAF have built a ring of 45 patrol bases around the town. After being on patrol in the bazaar with the ANA, I'm invited to talk with some of the senior officers.
We're in the DC at Musa Kala, and we're just about to go and meet Colonel Shadil with Dave Middleton. Colonel Shadil is in charge of the ANA forces Musa Kala, and Dave Middleton is in charge of the mentoring team here, the omelette that works with the ANA. Salam.
Hello.
Pleased to meet you.
Hi again, Ross. All right.
Dave. Musakala being a very important place in terms of the poppy, and it's very important to the enemy, does he think that they would mount an attack on the place and try and take it back?
تمام ساعت مساقله به دست ماست پوستای امنیتی ما افراز است دشمن موقعی نمیتیم که او مساقله را چیکه.
Many of these men fought with the Mujahideen against the Russians and the Taliban.
This is my signal officer. Signal. This is sergeant.
Is your RSM?
This is logistic officer. This is a good officer.
Good team.
Good team. Very moral. Moral is very big.
Do you guys like working with the Irish?
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
We've been on some big operations together, and he's a very brave man, I have to say.
Yeah.
And he could quite easily be an officer in the British Army.
Good strategies, yeah?
Yeah. If only he could speak English.
Sangin. Incoming. Sangin.
Good. This is good.
In terms of working with the ANA, how have you found them?
You see them do things, so you stand in awe of their bravery.
They're fearless, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, I've stood sometimes watching them and thought, you're either completely crazy or you just got no fear. It's like a hunt. You know, they see the enemy, they see him in a compound, and they will go across open fields to destroy that enemy.
Would you say that's been the hardest thing, trying to kind of like rein the horse in when they see the enemy? Sometimes?
Yeah, we call it riding the dragon. You don't quite know where you're going to end up. Afghan fighting Afghan, they fight in a very similar way. Yeah. What we bring to the party is, fighting smarter.
We know they can fight, we know they're brave, they are very proud of their nationality and their country. And what we're trying to say to them is, we've done all the training, we've done all the mentoring, you've now got to do it yourself.
Tomorrow I'll be back on the front line with one Royal Irish and the ANA as they take the fight to the Taliban. It will be a chance for me to witness firsthand how two very different cultures with very different styles of soldiering operate under fire.
With the Royal Irish, it's just before 7. We're just about to head south down to the USPB, the patrolling base. Once we get there, unload our kit, and then we're going to do a patrol in that area. It's been quiet for the last 3 or 4 days, but about 5 days ago, there was a lot of enemy contact, a lot of enemy seen there, so we'll see what we get.
Over the last 6 weeks, the Royal Irish and the ANA have been fighting to win the ground south of Musakala, and just a week ago, they recaptured an old patrol base known as USPB South. USPB South is one of the most exposed in the Musakala area. The road to and from it is frequently mined or IED'd.
We're still what, John? How far from the USPB?
700 metres.
700 metres, so this is the area now where they start getting contact. And they do plant IEDs. So the guys have to be extremely vigilant.
The base comes under regular rocket and small arms attack. On the roof are 2 heavy machine guns that will be supporting us during the operation.
Interesting, you've got a 50 cal there in Sadushka, isn't it?
Sadushka, yeah. That's the Brits have used that one, and I use that one.
Yeah. In terms of mentoring them, very different cultures, different religion, etc. Any of that come into play? It must have done at some point.
Because they're known as warriors, they're very proud of the country and very proud of what they're doing. You see them in the patrol, you'll get a lot of blokes going, God, they don't look very good patrolling. They'll have the rifles sometimes on their shoulders and all that kind of stuff, and you think that they're slack, but they can tell when something's wrong, and straight away you'll see them just become so alert, and then the minute something happens, they're there right beside you, firing.
Each British soldier carries an immense amount of equipment, including water, ammunition, body armour and weapons. By comparison, the ANA fight light on their feet. Most of them prefer not to wear body armour and instead place faith in their religion. Many believe that their destiny is predetermined.
Right, we're just about to leave. We're going to head about 2 clicks in all, and these guys seem pretty convinced that we'll bump into the enemy at some point.
The ANA will lead the mission, checking for mines and evaluate potential threats. Over the last few weeks, we've grown used to the cover of the green zone, so I can't help feel a little vulnerable as we step out onto the open ground surrounding the USPB. It's reassuring to know that during the operation, the troops can call on air support from jets based at Kandahar, some 650 kilometres away. These aircraft have the ability to drop 500-pound laser-guided bombs. There is also artillery at Forward Operating Base Edinburgh, some 8 kilometres away. Here, the Royal Artillery have 3 light field guns capable of firing 105mm shells accurately over 15 kilometres. Back in the ops room, Major Andy Thompson is coordinating the operation.
Right, and the guns are staying loaded.
One of the battle group's temperamental assets are small remote-controlled spy planes deployed during missions to spot the enemy. I'm reminded that despite all the modern technology, battles are still won or lost by troops on the ground.
It's okay. That was an ANA were firing warning shots. The scouts there spotted what they thought was a dicker, so he stopped, so they're going forward now to question him.
Though they're not actually from Helmand Province, they have a better understanding of, spotting what a dicker is.
Sometimes picking up atmospherics on a patrol is quite difficult. See, obviously, if there are enemy in the area, the locals don't want to be observed speaking to ISAF, then they'll freeze us out. Mm-hmm. And that gives you a little indication.
That someone's around.
Yeah.
But it is quiet, isn't it?
It's a bit quiet. It's a little bit quiet. Amber 1's Alpha, roger, hey.
It's AK.
The ANA's interpreter questions locals as to the whereabouts of the Taliban.
There's a local pointing out to the ANA that there are enemy forces in compounds further south.
Which is a very good sign, because they're choosing to help us.
Yeah, exactly.
Cutting through the farm compounds, we come across evidence of the main cash crop of the area. This will be used for kindling in the winter.
You can see the scrapes where the poppy's been bled. They'll come along with a curve-shaped knife and take the resin out. But this will be used as kindling in the winter.
The Taliban punish anyone who collaborates with ISAF forces. Therefore, the reaction we get from the locals is an indication of how close the Taliban are.
The ANA and the Royal Irish Regiment often get contacted here, so they're very much on their guard right now.
We're now convinced that the enemy are watching us from an observation point on the high ground to the west.
We've got some open ground to cover here, so
we've got to move, Freddie. Get down, mate. We just come in. Get your head down now, just right down with me.
I should stay here so I've got a decent assessment about what's going on.
We've got some boys coming back now. Clear out of the way.
Be aware, sir. You might be getting flanked.
Roger, okay.
Just keep an eye on the area. We're hearing gunfire coming from the southwest.
Right, okay.
We might flank.
Where have we got enemy then, sir?
We've got enemies to the south who are engaging us across the open ground as we head back west. Yeah, into Dagyan. Go behind you, into the low ground and across the other side.
Is it US now, yeah?
Right there. Don't flank us, we can move you over.
Roger, okay.
Roger that. Okay, we have to make a dash. Go. Here, John, come here. Get some shots. Get it.
It's yours, Malcolm. Fight's yours. You crack on. Okay, so the platoon commander's happy. He can see the enemy. He knows what he's got to do.
Yeah.
But just allowing to crack on. Trying to call in some air and aviation to support, and a fire mission on the way as well. Push up as far as that guy who's firing, but no further.
Right. Okay, give me the camera. Give me the camera. Okay, mate. All right, John. Just get your head down, baby. Come down the bar. That's the baby. Push her out.
Definitely incoming going overhead. Someone's got eyes on us.
Have a look at Mickey. 1-2 Alpha, send over. The plan is we're going to engage 1, 2 and 3 at 15 and 16, then allow you to move back a compound.
Look at this nutter up here. Got firing up there, mate. Firing.
We're now taking incoming from 3 different firing positions. The Irish are calling in artillery support.
Roger, we're currently in a trench. We've got a compound to our east and open fields to our west.
A right, a 100, a drop, a 150, repeat.
That's the ANA up there, laying off. Artillery have been called for. You got time on that?
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Those guns, 2 minutes. Yes, sir.
Hey!
Jackie
Chan! See you coming, yeah?
No, tell him to stop.
This boy, casual boy up here.
The ANA is also not going forward. They are staying in the same position that they are.
20 Taliban in compound, a converge, at my command.
8 kilometres away at Fob Edinburgh, the artillery are adjusting their sights.
Elevation 185 miles. Come up.
The Taliban are in the compound.
1-2 Alpha, rocket confirmed.
A 2-0 engaged on, fire mission 2 guns.
Number 6! Oh, there you go. So,
Splash south of target!
yes, mate. Here goes. Fuck.
Yes, awesome.
That was close.
5 rounds coming in on 3.
Number 5! Ah! There you go, that's happening just at 150 metres in front of us. There it is there.
Upper 5-2 Alpha, upper 5-2 Charlie. That shot on there. A compound 3 of them.
Here comes the artillery. Coming in there now.
Back in the ops room, they coordinate the airstrike.
6-0 Alpha, 6-0 Alpha, Widow, 5-0 contact.
Fast air coming in onto a building to our south, so expect a big bang.
On the
There's a compound just over there. Fast air's been called in. It's going to drop a £500 bomb on it. That smoke is identifying our position to the air. Here it comes. Here comes the jet.
Right, splash, bang on with a 500-pounder.
So we just had a £500 go in there. The smoke's still lifting up from it. And we've had 106, 105s going in there right now.
Hey, number 6, fire! No, come on!
Here we go, there comes more.
Move up, down to the south, down to where 1-2 Delta is.
Aerial reconnaissance reveals the enemy in a compound about 150 metres to the south of us. In order to engage them, we have to push further south.
Oh, that's around.
Which one?
Ready? Smooth. Roger that.
Next compound, the one after.
Roger.
The ANA are trying to secure the compound to our left, and we're still taking incoming, so we have to move fast.
Ready? Come down.
Are they in the compound?
Number 6, fire! No!
What's happening, obviously, because the fire missions come in so close, there is shrapnel hitting the walls over to our left.
Number 6, fire!
Go.
We initially came under contact from 1, 2 and 3.
Yeah.
We suspected the enemy was in there, that's why we ran across that open ground initially, if you remember, when we got engaged.
Yeah.
That's very well suppressed now, and we think actually they've moved out of there and are pushing back down to the south towards 28. Okay, right, we're going to move now into the compound. They've cleared the compound. That'll give us a bit more cover.
Well done, John. Well done, mate. Come in.
All our P4 signs, yeah.
So, Dave, sit rep.
We're currently all in compound 7.
Yeah.
And the enemy are in compound 4 and to the south. Right. So, gap about 100 metres.
To attempt to silence the enemy, more fast air is called in.
We've got an OMLT patrol supporting the Afghan National Army who've pushed out from the old USPB into the village of Dagyan, which has been a bit of a no man's land, a bit of to and fro between us and the Taliban. They came into contact from 2 firing points to the south and southwest, and we engaged the firing point on the southwest with 105mm and the firing point to the south with a £500 bomb from an aircraft. As that all started going quiet, the USPB came into contact from a position just off to the southeast, which we know as Taliban Crossroads, onto which we understand they're now about to drop another £500 bomb.
Amber 1 to Charlie, Amber 1 to Alpha, confirm I require that target to be destroyed. Engage now, over.
The Taliban are retreating in that general direction, and I think that the idea of the fast air will cut them off. There's a crossroads over there. And you can hear him up above us now. That's where the enemy were exiting. Battle zone. It's just gone down on them. This is Ramadan. If anybody thinks that the soldiers from the Taliban have stopped fighting, that's a clear indication that they haven't. Yeah, it was emotional, pretty close. It's time now the guys are checking their weapons, they're counting the link, the amount of rounds that have gone through the weapons. And this is the time to consolidate now. Everyone's looking at their ammunition, taking in water. I think that's exactly what we're going to do right now.
Because of the strong resistance, some of the troops are running low on ammunition. The commanding officer now has to decide whether to push on or return to the USPB.
They are now faced with the choice of either exploiting forwards onto the bit they've just dropped a bomb on to see what state the enemy's in, or making their way back up to the USPB and wait for the commander on the ground to make a decision as to which one he's going to do.
And 1 Alpha, Roger. The initial assessment is that EF have been defeated and or have withdrawn to the south. We're going to lay on gun missions to provide smoke for our withdrawal across the open ground. If we can start at the crossroads in the area of the strike has just gone in, vector him to the south to cover our extraction to the...
Cancel withdrawal, cancel withdrawal.
We've got enemy over to our right now. Ready? Just as we thought it was all over. A lot of rounds went down that way and bombs. They're flanking to our right now. Enemy is seen coming up the alleyway just to right, southwest.
1, 2, 3 again.
Alleyway of 1.
Repeat fire mission on 1, 2, 3.
1-0 Bravo.
RPG out!
3.
Let us know!
Hit.
Well done, Revolt! Stay down! Revolt, stay down!
Right, that was a LASM just going off, obviously, and it's a direct hit.
The enemy have returned to the compound destroyed by the artillery. In order to engage the Taliban, the troops have to leave the safety of the compound.
Doorway in between 2 and 3, yeah? See if you can get eyes on there.
1-2 off, Roger.
There are rounds just landing just in front of this door now, so stand clear of it. The compound, they had all those 105s dropped on it, they exfilled and they got back in. Let's go that way, come this way. You go that way, John.
Pablo! Pablo! Have you got eyes on the firing point?
Butch it. That was a hit with the RPG, it just hit the compound right there. Come with me. Come down. Just there. Just there. Just hit the RPG. Right. Well done, you. Fucking good. Let's go on the roof, mate.
The Taliban have taken 2 500-pound bombs, 15 artillery shells, RPGs and hundreds of rounds, yet they refuse to give up.
They think they've seen somebody at the doorway, that's what they're engaging.
A compound, a 3. Hotel Juliet 1, a dash, a 3 over.
The troops keep the Taliban pinned down, while the ops room instructs the artillery to prepare for another fire mission.
7611, conducting quick regroup before exploiting. Get that aim point grid, read it back to 5-2 Charlie, make sure he's happy with that, and then from here we can give cancel check firing, and then whatever method he wants.
Head back!
Whilst we were in here dealing with the other enemy to our south, they've come back in, but they've now got themselves, we've fixed them in an alleyway on the front edge here. If you see where the power lines are,
roger that.
Just to the right of that, there's an alleyway. These guys are suppressing that, and we're calling in a fire mission then to destroy the target.
This has turned into a major contact, and the soldiers now are in danger of running out of ammunition.
That fucking way!
Mike!
What?
Dave, at this point, don't you have to be really wary about how much ammunition you're using?
As you can see, we've just got one man firing at a time, a very controlled burst. That's enough to keep them pinned down in that alleyway. You don't need a big weight of fire, they just can't move.
Well, they're suppressing that compound over there. They moved back in after the 105 strikes. There's still suspected enemy over to our left. So they're just trying to keep people from leaving their compounds until they can get either artillery or fast air onto those compounds.
That's us, we've got 400.
Airport 20, I say again, ready, a 1-0 on grid.
Number 5, fire!
We're right up now, where, there we go.
No, sorry.
Over there, behind the compound.
Same round's complete.
Airport 20, rounds complete, over.
There's some more coming in now. Spot on.
With the ammunition seriously low, the artillery strike gives us the opportunity to begin the long withdrawal back to the safety of the USPB.
We're going to move back to the north, and we go firm. The other team will come up through us, and then we're bound back to the compound, OK? So any time from the next 2 minutes, as soon as we decide it's effective, we'll get going.
Roger.
Want a couple of guys up here with Dougie. You have Overwatch so they can fucking push back, OK, mate?
That position now is completely covered in smoke.
If that's us, good to go.
We're moving. We're moving. Let's go.
The contact has lasted for 2 hours and shows no sign of stopping.
Move back's always a bit dangerous because they know where you are, where you're going.
Run behind Mike.
Livo, just Livo, already gone. Alleyway! Move fast!
Okay, mate. Watch out the alleyway. Come quickly, come. And the moment we're doing is what is known as a tactical withdrawal. We've run out of air support, we've run out of ground support. So the boys are sort of leapfrogging each other as they pull back, creating arcs so that the troops can withdraw to safer ground.
Yeah.
Double. That was quick extraction, it's known as. And it's, you know, it's nearly 1 o'clock. Engagement started around about 11ish. So boys have been going full on for a long time now.
We will wait here. The British will wait here.
500 metres from the patrol base, we stopped to plan our strategy to safely cross the last bit of open ground.
No, I don't want too many people here. Okay. The men in the PB are covering us. You send your squad back.
So there's a discussion going on. You know, A&A guy doesn't want to leave, he wants to stay here and cover the withdrawal. Obviously, this officer wants to stay. It's the thing about mentoring, you know, different languages, different ways of fighting, particularly when it's been like it's been for the last nearly 2 hours. You know, there's a lot of confusion going on. And I have to say, our Terp's done a fantastic job in trying to relay information and cultural differences. But one thing's for sure, when they were fighting as one body, and it was very impressive to see. If you can see over to your right, there's the patrol base, and they're still on guard. They've got the Dushka and the 50 cal out, and they're waiting for us to cross some dead ground to get to them. Some air over to artillery or artillery. That's 105s.
As we take cover, I grab the chance to talk to one of the A&A soldiers from northern Afghanistan.
How well does he fight with the Royal Irish Regiment? Does he like the changes or not? I think that the ANA fought very bravely today, and thank you very much, man.
Thanks a lot from you. It is also appreciated.
Our last dash to safety is signalled by artillery shells landing on enemy positions.
Hey, watch the IEDs. This is still quite a dangerous manoeuvre because we have to open some pretty dead ground, but the IDF threat, mortars, is still a problem.
Intelligence have told us that our route back is possibly mined. I try to put this to the back of my mind as we cross the open fields.
There's an uncleared IED just about 50 metres north of this wall, so just stick close to it.
We just, as the troops are, here he comes. You just can't underestimate the impact having those things up in the sky above you, particularly when you're on the ground and you can't see very much. They are undeniably one of the best assets ISAF forces have. That was Pierre, the French fighter pilot, and that was a show of force.
It all seems to have calmed down now. We had the jets to a show of force over the southwestern firing point as a final deterrence. The friendly call signs have withdrawn, they're now pretty much back in the patrol base. They will just give the guys who've pulled back off the ground 15 minutes or so to sort themselves out and then pull that QRF back. But it seems to be calming down, which means I should get a chance to go for a spot of lunch.
How's that?
After a 3-hour contact with a formidable enemy, the Afghan National Army and the Royal Irish are all safely back at base.
What's the feeling now? Relief?
Thank fuck we're back in.
We took it to them, gave them a kicking. We're all back in one piece. That's the main thing, we're back in. But the other thing is now that we dominate the ground, not them.
Yeah.
I think people are thinking they're just farmers with guns, but these guys...
They know what they're doing, don't they?
Definitely know what they're doing.
They're soldiers.
They stay and fight. You've seen all the tunnels they have, the positions that they have, and the firepower they have, and they're not scared.
Well done, lads. Well, that's us back in the control base. That's been one hell of a morning. We haven't taken any casualties. They have yet to confirm it, but they believed around about 10 enemy dead, and some injured seen being taken back from the contact zone. But I think I speak for us all when I say we all need a good cup of tea.
Next, I return to Musakala and go out on one last operation with Delta Company as they attempt to establish a patrol base in the heart of Taliban territory.
Enemy! Enemy! Coming through the tree!
An operation that comes at a price.
Man down!
Man down!
We need a medic up on the roof.